So Massey University Chancellor Chris Kelly is in a little bit of hot water leading up to Christmas. He told a news outlet that a woman graduate is less of a vet because she has to take time off to get married and to have a family. I believe, in fact, Dominic George, did they say that women are 2/5 as good as a man as a vet?
It appears to be the quote from Mr. Kelly here, and of course you can imagine what the immediate aftermath of this was upon hearing this quote. It was not exactly flattering towards Mr. Kelly on the face of it. I think, those comments, and we've seen them before, you just can't get away with that sort of stuff in this day and age, can you?
No, so let's see exactly what was said. He talked about when he went through vet school, it was dominated by men, and this is what he said now. Quote, "Today it's dominated by women. That's fine, but the problem is one woman graduate is equivalent to 2/5 of a full-time equivalent vet throughout her life because she gets married and has a family, which is normal. So though we're graduating a lot of vets, we're getting a high fallout rate later on." I like the which is normal bit. That's like saying, making a really racist statement and go, which I don't hold against anyone.
That's right. Well, yeah.
That doesn't bother me. It's like, that's really 1950s dad here, isn't it?
It is 1950s dad. Do you think he's got some sort of, point though when it comes to the fact that that may be what the numbers are telling him?
I think there is a conversation to be had about the lifespan of anyone's employment and why it may be shorter or longer.
Yeah, because there could be other people for other reasons, gender aside, as to the fact that they may have to, for whatever reason, cut a career short or take extended gaps out of a career. I mean, that can occur over for a lot of different reasons, can't it?
I think that this is an abhorrent comment, full stop. I also think it's been, so what I'm saying is there's nothing that really can be said to make it worse. But I think it's been taken as incredibly bad as well because he mentioned 2/5, as in a woman is only 40% of a man. Now, he's not saying that necessarily, but, we think back to kind of colonial days in America when in the actual Constitution, slaves were written up as 3/5 of a white person.
Yeah.
To actually say that these people who study as hard, study as long, do as much work, get as qualified, and are being qualified more now than the men, are about 40% as useful over their career as men, is pretty offensive.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's trying to, you can't really dress it up in a positive light no matter which way, although it is interesting. There has been one or two people that have actually come out and said that it was taken completely out of context. So he hasn't been, he's been roundly criticised, but there are little pockets, there's one or two that have come out in support of him and saying, look, that's actually not what he meant.
Yeah. Are they the same pockets that talk about bloody Asian drivers and the Maoris should get nothing and they hit... Is that the same pocket?
I haven't canvassed the views of
but do you think it might be the same pocket?
Look, it's a possibility, Pat. I wouldn't like to speculate on such things.
So that's what we're here for. Speculation is the art of the game. Let's have a look at what some of the response was. Interestingly enough, you might not be surprised with this, the National Council of Women of New Zealand put on their Facebook page this quote, "If anyone is still wondering there is a prevalence of outdated and insulting attitudes held against women in scientific fields, check out the recent comments by Massey Uni Chancellor Chris Kelly about changes being made to their veterinary courses, #sexism. Also, something that's interesting is our local MP got in on it, and this is very strong.
Yep.
Ian Lees-Galloway said this, quote, "This is a shocker from Chris Kelly. Just because Trump won doesn't mean this kind of moronic sexism is suddenly okay again." So look, I would say that there is only one response here, and it's not to say, "Oh, I've been taken out of context," or have anyone
which he did
you.
say.
The only thing to do is to, when I say fall on the sword, I don't necessarily mean resign, but to mea culpa.
Mea culpa.
Mea culpa is the only response.
Yeah, I think PR 101 would tell you that is pretty much the only option he's got left.
And what they did get to come out as some kind of apology, it was posted, I believe, on the Massey University Facebook page. Well, they put it to Twitter. This was the apology. Quote, "I was trying to explain changes Massey University has made over a number of years in the veterinary science program in response to industry needs, and I also concede that the information was not factual."
So really, you just dug a hole and you've dug a couple more spadefuls out, haven't you, really?
And look, respectfully, I'm not saying this has been taken out of context, but there may be a longer response. But how about "and I'm terribly sorry for the offence"? That didn't seem to be actually in a... The apology tends to include words like "sorry" and "I was wrong." And it wasn't in that statement. Look it up for yourself on Twitter. Only 140 characters, though, to see if there was actually a sorry that came out.